That's really cool. I have a couple friends in that area that have been there, and they tell me it's a blast, the race.
Oh yeah, when I go there, it's definitely a great time. You get to have a beer up in the stands and watch a bunch of racing from the middle of the day all the way late into the night, and then the night continues when all the race car drivers go to the bars or the casino. It's a great atmosphere and a very great time if you go. I definitely recommend it. 10 out of 10.
Good to hear. So after that, I must ask, when did you make your first start?
My first start in a sprint car?
Yeah.
I would have to say I ran a play day at Kern before Kern was the track that everyone knows and loves today. It was actually a little fun fact. I ran Kern when it was a quarter mile. Now it's a little bit bigger and it's way different than it was, but I got to run it when it was just, I guess, nothing like this today. It was pretty cool. I wish they could go back to that track because I wonder how it would have raced if Jason May would have had it when it was like that. But my first race, I do believe, was Watsonville. And I remember it because I wasn't really used to the sprint car, and when I practiced at Kern, it was super dry slick. There was no traction, so I was just lighting up the tires, really not going anywhere, not getting the full effect of the sprint car. Go to Watsonville, super hooked up, all the horsepower is on the ground, doing wheelies. I'm coming out of the turn 2 on the bottom, and I stabbed the gas, and I just yanked the wheels up off the ground and smoked the wall. And blew the torque tube out of it. It was a great first race memory.
That's awesome. Have you ever been penalized at all for anything, or no?
I guess you could say I have. I've been put back for jumping starts. One jump start that sticks out at me was one at Placerville. They're really mean up there. They will put you back if you jump it by a front bumper. And I jumped Jimmy Trulli by just a little bit on a start, and they penalized me and put me back a row. So I guess that's about my extent of being penalized. Nothing too bad.
Okay, nothing too bad. It was just an in-race judgment call, right?
Yeah, nothing outside of the race. Yeah,
that's good to hear that so far you've had a clean career.
Yeah, I try to keep up the image. I try to not be such a shy person at the racetrack and just try to talk to as many people and be that friendly guy at the races that everyone likes.
Good to hear. Where are you originally from?
I'm originally and still based out of Templeton, California. It's halfway in between, Sacramento and LA. Central Coast, San Luis Obispo County. Not too close, or pretty close to the beach. Pretty far away from all the racetracks, but I like it here. It's really nice weather all the time. Perfect.
That's really cool. I always love California. That's one of my favorite vacation places.
Oh yeah. Where are you from?
I'm from Estes Park, Colorado originally, but I'm now in Phoenix.
Oh, okay. I've driven through there.
Yeah, have you seen the Rocky Mountain National Park at all?
Oh yeah, I went to Colorado for one of my ski trips about a week ago, or not a week ago, about a year ago. And I'm pretty sure that was one of our stops. That, along with Las Vegas, we made a few extra stops.
That's really good. You know, Estes is beautiful. The wilderness and the mountains, it's just incredible.
It is. I remember taking that drive, especially through Utah, just all the hills and all the beautiful snow. It was pretty great. I remember that drive.
Have you ever been to Moab or Arches Park at all?
I couldn't tell you. I don't really know the names of the specific places. I'm just one that kind of just goes there and everyone's like, oh, hey, this is where we're at. And I'm just, oh, this is really nice. I really enjoy this.
That's my favorite place in Utah, Arches Park and all that, with Delicate Arch and those landmarks that they have there.
Okay, I'll definitely have to put that one on the list of places to visit.
For sure. So what was it like winning a race the night before your 21st birthday?
That was a pretty unique, I guess it can only happen once, so I did it. But it was pretty cool. So leading up to that race, I told Max, my crew chief and buddy who flies out from Indiana for select months during the racing season, I told him if I won, I was going to take the $1,500 from Antioch and go straight to the casino and put it down on red or just bet it on one hand of blackjack and see what I do with it. But I shit you not, we went to 2 casinos that were 30 minutes apart, and they were packed. I'm telling you, standing room only, shoulder to shoulder. Oh God, I couldn't find a seat at a table anywhere. I finally got to sit down at one slot machine just to take a picture for Casey Lee and post it. But man, I didn't get to do anything.
That's really cool. I was going to ask, did you have a beer afterwards since you could, have the legal age or whatever?
Funny enough, I actually didn't even go to a bar on my 21st birthday the day after, or even that night. Okay, back to the question. So, that night, Max and my buddy Ryan Timmons, who was with me, who was my Rusty for the night. Rusty's my main tire guy. But Timmons was my tire guy for the Marysville. And they both ordered drinks at dinner that night, and I didn't. And then they all came back down to my house. It was about a 5-hour drive from Marysville, and we just rode quads in the riverbed all that next day after we watched the sprint car. It was just pretty fun, but I didn't even have a drink. I didn't have a drink until a week after, and then they didn't even ID me. So I was pretty pumped about that. That's
good to hear. I would say though that you should probably be glad you didn't have a drink. Just my opinion. I'm teetotal, but that's just my opinion.
Yeah, actually drinking's really not much of my thing. Unless there's a mudslide at a dinner, that's about the only thing that I really crave whenever I go somewhere. A nice mudslide. I love some dark chocolate and then, oh, that's yummy.
Yeah, that's what I had on my 21st birthday, and I had a little bit of alcohol in it, but that's all I could take after that, for sure. So, who was your biggest racing hero growing up?
My biggest racing hero growing up would probably have to be, I remember being a pretty good Danny Lasowski fan because he made a book when I was younger, or there was it was the Tony Stewart Racing Catalog. That was like the one thing that I remember always just flipping through as a kid. But then I finally started to go to sprint car races, and I went to a few, and then it was game over, and I was a Donnie Schatz fan.
That sounds really cool. That's good to hear. He's a great driver, from what I've read.
Oh yeah, Donnie's pretty good. I mean, he's in a rough patch right now. Donnie would hate to hear, just like when Chase Rodman said he's back, and he said he never left, but. Donnie's going through a little bit of a rough patch, but he will be there at the end of the year and be winning races. He's good.
I heard a little bit about that. That's tough what he's going through.
Yeah. Everyone does it. Sprint car racing's hard. Motors, there's just a lot of things that go into it, and everything's got to be clicking on all 8 cylinders, and when you got people like Brad Sweet and Logan Schuchart clicking on all 8 every night, it's pretty hard to be up in the front.
Yeah, for sure. So, how did you hold up in COVID times?
COVID times? Oh, I held up pretty good. I mean, like I said, I grew up in Templeton, so nothing's really popping here. It's just a tiny town, but I just go to my Chipotle on Wednesdays, and that's about what I do. I grind out schoolwork here and then go out in the shop and work on race cars and hope for a race to pop up. But during that little rough period when we didn't have any racing, I just rode quads a lot, played a lot of iRacing, made some money on iRacing. I mean, I wouldn't say I didn't try to not go outside. I was definitely outside trying to do whatever the heck I needed to do. I didn't like being inside at all.
Okay. Really interesting. So, what are you studying in school?
Right now, I'm currently 1 semester shy of fulfilling my bachelor's degree in sociology. And then I might go and get my master's in criminology or political science. I don't really know what I'm going to do yet.
That's really interesting. So you have a racing career while studying different topics.
Yeah. One thing that my mom always stressed on me growing up was education. And she always wanted me to get a degree. She always wanted me to find something that I like to do for the rest of my life. And she really just stressed me getting a degree because that's the one thing that she saw was important. So as long as I got my degree and fulfilled my degree, I could go and race cars. And that was one of the deals that we made growing up. And I figured that I really liked my degree and I might want to go on and get my master's just so I can have one higher degree than her. Because I think that'd be pretty funny.
That would be funny because then you could probably teach her.
Yeah, then I'd just hang it over her and my sister's head and say, then I'd have full right to say I'm the most educated person in this household. So
Yeah.
that's the one pro that I really see that I really want to conquer in the future, is just to hang that over them.
I hope you can do that. I definitely believe you will, with your sense of humor and your ability and all that. And, you know, I just hopefully you could argue to her that maybe it's time for you to go into NASCAR or even F1 as part of the deal.
I would love to be. I'd love to get the chance to just sit in an F1 car. Those things are crazy, but you got to be groomed from like a little 8-year-old in go-karts to get one of those things, I think. But I think my heart lies with dirt. Even if I got an opportunity on pavement, I think my heart would really stick with dirt, because I've just put so much time and so much consideration and everything into wing racing in particular. I just getting a win and being a successful wing driver, that's what really drives me to go to every single race every weekend. And patience is the only thing that I can keep in my pocket, and if I keep doing what I'm doing, hopefully one day I'll prevail in front.
I wish you luck with that. What are the chances that we could see you at the dirt race in Bristol next year in NASCAR?
Oh, the chances of that, realistically, I would love to. I'd drive anything on dirt. I'd drive a little legend car or a micro again if someone gave me an opportunity. I'd drive whatever it is. But in hindsight, I'm a very glass is half empty type guy, and I'll shoot you straight. But I think that takes a lot of money and a lot of time to get into something like a NASCAR, like Shane Golovic did. I know that they had to put a lot of money into that with NOS and everything, so I don't think it'll ever happen with me, and I'll stick to my dirt on just sprint car tracks.
Alrighty. So this is my last question on the list. What are your hopes for 2021?
My hopes are definitely to have a race or a win that I can look back on and be like, that was a good win. I earned that one. I don't want to start on the front row and just get a win, lead all 30 laps like I have done. I want to come from like 8th or do something cool and have everyone be like, wow, that was a good race, and Kaleb had to earn it, and I respect him for that. And that's one thing that I'm always going to have on my bucket list and that I always want to hang my hat on. And another thing that I really want in 2021 is a win at Hanford. I have a non-wing win at Hanford actually, but I really want a wing win at Hanford because I've been going there for all the local races, most of the local races since 2016, and I still haven't grasped one. So that's on my list for 2021. If I'm gonna get anything, it's that Hanford one.
That'd be great. I wish you luck in that.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
No problem. So that's all I have for now, but I want to thank you for appearing on the channel.
Yeah, I want to say thank you for having me. It means a lot that you took the time out of your day to have this talk with me, and I know it took us a while to get this all situated out with some things lining up and not making everything work out the best, but I'm really thankful and happy that you had me.
I'm glad to have you, and I'll have to see with Andy about maybe bringing you on our other podcasts in the future, because it looks like you have a very interesting upbringing so far.
Thank you. I just let me know. Give me a message on Facebook. I have you as a friend. I'll definitely be looking out for it, and hopefully we can make a date that works, and I'd love to be a part of it.
For sure. I love your sense of humor, and you should stick with it.
Heck yeah, thank you. I'll definitely keep that one. I always like to take pieces of advice from anyone that'll give it to me, and I like that one, so thank you.
No problem.